Wait, guys.
Halftime.
Just into the action in time. Double CT hold. Axile is responsible and looking to pop into the B site. We are ready to get this one underway. Dust2 is the pick of VP, starting on that attacking side. And I've got Chad Birchall by my side. Lots of utility juggled. Look at this lurky smoke, but there's more to come. One for the doors likely. Thrown out now by Yakinda. And enters. His adaption's not bad. He tucks in. Hard clear. And clicks a lovely head. One and done. Nafany on notice. Axile, however, dinked down to 3. And the bomb planted uncontested. They already have tunnels control here. And in they come. The smoke does not. Guys, his assault. Nafany down. Axile 2. A couple of clicks. It's all onto Hobbit. Good luck. Have fun. That's a VP pistol.
Very responsive there from Gambit. The setup allowed them to rotate over very quickly here, but once locked out, enters one. Unfortunately, not enough. And when you are the B anchor in that situation, you think it would be there, but we know how difficult it can be to retake the B bomb site. VP kick things off. I'm interested to see just how much this team has been able to evolve in, you know, about a month's time, right? This is the thing that the desk was talking about. Obviously, the addition of Flit, there's a bit more firepower here. They have had more time now. When he first joined the team, it was, oh, he's in and he's playing the major. All right, let's see what happens. So now we get to see how much they've been working on. And, well, Nafany's working on a lower push. 5-7 in hand.
Uh-oh.
A bit astray there, and Yakinda mops that one up. Opening kill, so I think we'll see a lot of the head-to-head there, especially if Yakinda and Nafany start heading towards the same side of the map here. Very aggressive. Hobbit's in the long doors right now. Is the next bit of a problem here as Shiro starts to shift back over towards that bomb site with the scout in hand. Just the default spread here from VP, and we are still learning how the new Dust2 is evolving time after time.
Well, never mind that. The new VP. I mean, you know, they've really had much more time now to integrate Flit into this roster and into their ranks.
Can't execute here. They got enough utility for this. Couple smokes, they can do the classic avant-garde, as per the old namesake. That only issue is this scout on Shiro here. We'll have to team up with Axile over towards the ramp position.
Yeah, just going through the motions now. I mean, there is a quote-unquote 3-man setup. I'm unwilling to really commit to 3, given the long commit, but 2 here at least. Axile flashed off, and a rain of hellfire towards the ramp position. A quick beheading in the public square. Poor old Axile. Down and out. They're not committing, Chad, and those smokes will fade. It is up to this crawly, creepy Krabby with the Mag-10, kick it to try and get that bomb down, and the frags do come through. So, a little bit of sweat on the brow at times, but not for long. Pressure relieved. Flit with 2. It's very first of the first map here. Best of 3s from here on out.
I think I use risk adverse for the definition.
I loved that, by the way.
Right? They're a team who, when they throw their own utility, they know exactly how they want to play around it. And one thing, the reason that this team is so slow, right? The reason this team goes for a save or not is because they play the percentages here, right? You're going to see them, they run the rounds down very late. And the reason for that is because utility in this game, it adds variance. And what VP do is they'll wait out that utility. Oh, it's a smoke. They could be one way and they could be boosting the molly. We don't need to play through that. We can just wait it out because time, these guys are the masters of it. The time is their best friend in a lot of these scenarios. Sometimes it looks like their biggest enemy.
But Chad, you've also used the percentage comparison for Gambit. I mean, you know, it's something that I'm sure has nuance and levels to it, considering these teams are different in their approach, despite both being driven by that same motivation. Yeah,
I think here, right, Gambit does a lot of things by the book, right? Definitely so. It's really quite wise Counter-Strike, whereas VPs, it can look a little bit different, but it's built on the same premise, right? And a lot of the time when it's super late and we see there's like 15 seconds left on the clock and then they just start hitting the bomb site, that's when they are the most exciting team in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Up until that moment, they're the most boring team in the world, right? So you get a little bit of both. But the way that they approach this game by running that clock down, you have to have so much faith in your individuals. Oh, hello, they knew he's in spawn. Yakinda's going to love that. Arming up a few.
Yeah, and Flit chipping in for an extra $600 as well. So nice little anti-eco, no bodies drop from VP, so the finances will swell, and that 3-0 will be secured. It's only Hobbit once again hanging out with his USP. He'd love something, and unlikely he even sees a single point of damage inflicted. He might just wait around, try and catch him on the exit, but yeah, poor old Hobbit's not got much to contribute here.
Yeah, needs to be careful. Buster overseeing business from the platform position, so I don't think an exit's even on the agenda here unless Flick gets caught looking the complete wrong way. Diligent right now on the clears, but there he is. The jump, the spot, the spam, and, well, he cops the dink for his troubles there, but the kill comes on through now. The question is, will it be the full-on bonus round, or are they going to drop an AWP and get that in the hands of JM early? We know that they love to rock that as a game plan, and they will. So a lot of other teams would operate right now with the 2 MAC-10s, maybe do something a little bit quicker, a pop out long, a B execute with the MAC-10s. But the upgrades have come through for VP here. They've gone AKs for 4, and Jane with the big green. And on the other side of things, Shiro, he's got his as well. Let's see what Gambit have in store here for the first gun round of play. Close cross and no tag. Jane with all the info in the world right now. And they're fast, straight down mid, barreling off of that information.
Yeah, I mean, that is brave considering you've called the cross. The whole squad, there's some real pace to this. Look at this.
Hobbit's rotating in. He might get there in time. Could be a flash and fight.
Yeah, double smoke implies a commit. Nafany, hard clear, but down he goes with only the dink. 1 from Hobbit to show for him, but already 3 frags.
Save.
Quick succession, and the round concludes. That is a very quick one for Virtus.pro. Straight back in, and another B plant. Worth highlighting, we haven't really seen more than one hit to the A site in 4 rounds of play.
Yeah, they're really favoring this early here. Now, that conditioning, it's going to do a lot of things, right? It's going to have less players defending over towards long in further gun rounds here. It's going to force them to potentially play that AWP of Shiro towards middle. But more bits and bobs that you might want to learn about VP is once they get this mid control, right? You'd think Jamie's got the AWP. Maybe they want to use him as part of the attack. Well, they use James to stop rotations, right? You'll see in future gun rounds, they like to park him in the mid doors. And he just covers off. And usually late round, when VP are hitting, you don't have a smoke to deal with him, right? You have to cross either if you're heading from B to A or A to B. And as long as VP trade efficiently, well, this hunt is looking nice here. Hold up a second. Buster close flashed off. Shiro in a bit of trouble here. Running out of bullets. Only 1 left for Buster. Are they going to run him down? No. Okay, Shiro, you got lucky this time round. Gets to hold on to his AWP. And, well, another opportunity for Gambit to wield that one.
Yeah, that really caught Gambit off guard. I mean, you can see the Hobbit just about got there in time. A dink from Nafany insufficient, and just the 1 out of Hobbit.
Yeah, so this here is them playing off of that early information, right? If they were playing 3 cross, then you knew that maybe there'd be 1 spotting mid, but once they identify that there's 2 players over towards that B bomb site early, you know when you have a standard A hold, traditionally you try and lock down long with a couple of corner flashes. Once you've secured that, you have your AWP play mid long, and then the swingman, in this case Hobbit, plays over towards CT spawn to help deal with that. But because of the quickness of VP in this situation, quite the opposite of what we traditionally say about them, they were able to catch them off guard. Now, the context of this matchup is huge. The loser of this will go on to play FaZe. And I think for VP, they got to cross the line of a FaZe to actually get further within the major. Last time around, I'm sure FaZe will be licking their chops for some revenge. For Gambit, Heroic are out of the tournament now. If they can secure a playoff berth right now, the next team that they will play is either going to be Big or Godsent, same for VP. And you'd be expecting either of these 2 names in this game right here to have a bit of a red carpet laid out to get all the way towards those semifinals next weekend. But there's the mid spot again.
Yeah. Oh, and James, the patience is rewarded. Shiro's AWP lies idle. Picked up now by Inter's Nafany, hoping to punish. But this is Virtus.pro we're talking about. They're not going to give you any of those punish plays through the smoke. Still, we're going to be seeing a nice lineup from James. A little tutorial from him. He needs a scope for this, so we'll zoom in on the pixel. There's the one.
I'm very curious how Elige was doing this. I didn't go back and completely watch the demo of this because
Steeko gave us some info in that.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he tweeted. It's apparently you use something called a set pause or something.
Ah, okay, that's curious. Rush and I did have a bit of a discussion about this, so unfortunately, old Rushley on the 1s and 2s can't chip on the mic right now. I'm sure he could help everybody understand. But yeah, that's interesting.
As in, like, you can kind of see the coordinates of where you're looking?
Yeah, I'm going to have to talk a little bit more with a couple of the League Ops guys to better understand how that all functions.
Ooh, hello, info, and a tag onto Buster. Yet to die. 2 members of VP so far have evaded the cold touch of death. Yukinda, good at breaking into bomb sites, using restraint at this point in time. As I say that, he starts to slink in that blind spot. Nafany, oh, just about spotted out and lost his life. Now they can maneuver that bomb towards the wide open A site. And Chad, dare I say it, unless Inter starts hitting another 3 of those, this might just be another save.
Yeah, everyone's favorite word, especially the CIS teams in the server, right? These guys here aren't going to take any of these risks. They partially upgraded around the saved guns, but in the next, with the loss bonus where it's at, they'll be able to fully buy on in. Now, the question mark is less about what Gambit are going to do, but more about, do VP want to risk the hunt? Do they want to try and take these guns away? Getting the AWP out of the hands, it could be good going forward. It is quite costly to keep buying that time and time again. But a 5-0 start here, this is fantastic from VP, looking clean, and I would argue, right, and I'm sure there's a couple of people out there who'd argue the other way, these rounds haven't felt overly competitive here. It has been one-way traffic so far for VP in the early stages of this map.
Yeah, I mean, you really couldn't have much of a better start. If you take a look at Gambit's individuals, I think a grand total of, counting's hard, 4 frags.
I got the scoreboard, the scoreboard. I'm a little bit of a bot right now. Flit onto Hobbit.
But yeah, 4 frags in 5 rounds, Chad. You don't have to be a genius to know that's not enough.
Yeah, you're bang on there. So let's see if they can start finding some traction in this. Look at all, Alex, check this out. Look at all the major medals in the server right now.
There isn't
Look at that.
A single player without one.
Everyone's got one on display right here. That's really cool. Obviously, a lot of these individuals picking it up at the most recent event, PGL Stockholm, in this exact same hotel, just a couple of, well, weeks ago now. And Hobbit, obviously, the only one to have won a major. Remember the VP players as well. Buster, Kick It, and
Grand
the likes
finals,
of James.
yeah.
Yeah, they made it all the way. Unfortunately, one to meet Astralis during their absolute peak. But this is some top mid-control utility here and a nice response. James boosted up and over, not worried too much about it. As Yakinda clears lower dark, they can call sector clear. Now, this won't allow them to run on mid as quick as they did last time here. And Nafany looking like he wants to deal with any doors aggression on his lonesome just here. The jiggle back and forth and the pace from VP. Part of the crawl.
Yeah, I don't envy Nafany now. He's got Yakinda setting his sights on his part of the map. James in support as well. You really have got a lot of pressure on the shoulders of Nafany. If he even dares give it a jiggle, James got his number, but cools his jets.
Now this is it. This is the James Classic now. He's just going to park the bus here, let the rest of his team work, and hope that somebody crosses the door. And what this does is isolate the 3 defenders of Gambit who are on the B side. Nafany, Hobbit, and Inters, they have some questions. When you've lost this territory, you have to respond and push up a dark, and that's exactly what they're going to do here. Buster lying in wait.
Go on, Buster. Oh, he's not ready. Clearing his tight, right timing gets the better of him, and that's a lovely little release of pressure. For example, as Rush highlights, James has given that cross up. He's given it to Kick It. That's his responsibility now. They are looking a little light on time here, Chad. Shiro onto Yakinda. Yeah, this one might just peter out into nothingness. Don't forget, they've got not only all the rounds, but they've also got all the cash. They can add longevity to this. Now, with 18 seconds, Chad.
VP Classic we got coming in here, guys. So be expecting that 4-letter word. And early within this one, we have seen a lot of the saves. I think just trying to do some damage. They're going to run into the site here and throw this one away. At this point, if you're Gambit, you know what's on the other side. It is just posturing out of VP, but there it is. All 5 will stay alive, and this is a chance now for Gambit to start establishing a little bit of that CT-sided economy. And you can understand, guys, on the CT side, I want you just to all reference these kind of points here. The Gambit, with those early saves, even though they only have 1 round, at this juncture of the game, Shiro has 6.4k, Axel has 7.4, right? What they're doing is securing themselves future rounds where they can be competitive, other than just throwing things away in rounds that they're really not in a great place to win. Now, as the game goes on, as we get closer towards that 16 mark for one of these two teams, it does become a lot more, well, not scrimmy, but it becomes a lot more exciting, right? Because they have to go for these plays. Oh, they're going through.
Long biff, lots of bodies, flame on the feet, Kick It, 2 HP, gets away. Yakinda took a beating as well. Well, they've won that duel, but look what it's cost them. A 4-man commitment to long. There is space to be taken, Chad.
Yeah, and they need to work on this quite quickly. Flit mantling up on the Xbox. He's going to take this short control here, but all that extra space that VP didn't know they had has already been suctioned on back. Shiro finds himself top of A, enters back towards CT, and Hobbit, well, he's here to help things out as well, but interesting call here. I think they want to usher Inters back across towards the B side of things, so Shiro is assisting now from CT. Nafany will need some help over towards the 2nd letter of the alphabet here, as the bomb is in upper tunnels right now, and they're setting their sights on exploding into this site.
Ooh, he's going to fake it maybe, or take the contact at the same time, just keep the feet planted. He's still got 3 committed to that side of the map, and down goes Nafany dry. GG's, certainly for round 7. The bomb to be planted. 2 bodies dropped, and you can see that caution, even in the face of a pretty guaranteed bomb site. They're throwing that bomb across.
Yeah, and this is mental warfare at this point, right? Those rotations right there, okay, Gambit, you made the right call with the 4 long stack, but you didn't get a kill out of it. That could have been the difference maker, right? Kick It walking away on 2 HP. Maybe, just maybe, he goes down, and you're looking at a potential retake of this B bomb site here, but VP return to their winning ways. Fnatic over Ents if you missed some of the earlier games of the day as well. FaZe over Heroic.
What did you make of that Heroic result? I mean, like, because I had, like, they were truly, like, I thought, okay, time for a hard reset, time for them to prove they're, like, that they are the team they say they are.
Here's the thing, right? I think that the upsets that happened yesterday, Big beating FaZe and Godsent beating Heroic, set us up for a matchup that probably should have been at
an upper bracket.
It should have been this game. Well, the game that we're going to have later, Big versus Godsent, that should have been the matchup, right? So unfortunately for them both, getting upset has meant that one of them had to go home early. And I think FaZe is also a good team, right? Probably not right now strategically on the same level of cohesion and understanding of the unit as what Heroic is, right? I think we'd be expecting Heroic to go further, but when they played over a Blast just the other day, I think that was a close matchup too. Yeah. So to see this one go to FaZe doesn't surprise me too much.
And a Karrigan Inferno. You got another one of those.
Yeah, he played well in that game, didn't he? Well, here's that mid-control util again, and another pick for James. He's just loving this. Boost him up, get the kill. It is Flit. Who is the pedestal for all that? Yikinda, hello?
Oh, that's so naughty. Hobbit completely pantsed and the B site's open.
Well, that's another round.
Oh, wow.
That's a classic right there.
Straight through the molly?
That's like an Ents classic. You remember back in the day, and I'm not talking about the snappy Ents, I'm talking about the Ents who went deep in the major, right? And they were doing those explodes. Or maybe it was them getting exploded on. I don't remember the exact context. Got to go back about, almost 3 years at this point.
Don't say that.
The time machine, yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think... yeah, there was a clip or something today that got posted, and Tizian was tagged and he replied to it. That was 8 years ago. It was back in 2013. So, yeah, look, time goes pretty damn quickly. We can hear the teams if we sit quietly, and if you practice your Russian, maybe you'll know what they're saying.
Well, that should be a saved AWP. Now there is still more pressure. Long doors. Smoke to enable Shiro to get himself out of that pit, and yeah, they're doing everything they can. Buster is giving it a go, but yep, defended nicely.
Hey!
Something on the way out. James still yet to die and has max cash.
The immortal.
The immortal James.
He's taking James time to a whole new level, I think.
Yeah, I love the sticker as well. He's definitely,
I got it on my AWP.
Yeah, perfect. I saw that. I think that was the first time I saw it. But yeah, after the entire community has made a meme out of you, you may as well profit from it.
Yeah.
So fair play to him.
Got to embrace it. Got to have some fun with it.
Embrace the meme. Sound life advice I've been given before.
Well, this is rough right now. 7-1 down the hole, and yeah, a bit of frustration, and understandably so.
Certainly, but I mean, he is typically the pillar of motivation, and typically, whether it's vocal or in-game, he does tend to dig Gambit out of holes bigger than this one.
Yeah, and it's interesting. We do have map 2 of Vertigo around the corner here, and to see Gambit go back to Vertigo with how close it was last time after Flit had only been in the team for a short period of time, I think that's an interesting call of Gambit. It's showing that they believe in their strengths, or maybe they think they can use it as a weakness of VPs here. But out the gates we go. Through the doors they trundle, and Flit flashed up towards the blue bin, goes down. Nafany opens the account this time round. No AWP pick here from James. Yet. That is the key word.
Yeah. Now, he does look like he's going to flirt with a little bit more. Now, this is the angle we've discussed.
I think this angle here causes a bit of disgust for a lot of teams playing against VP, just knowing that James likes to park the bus here.
And he's so good at hitting them as well. Like, it's not necessarily just crouching by Xbox. That's not, particularly powerful. It's the person behind it.
This is the thing with this VP roster. I think they're actually looking for a fast A exec here.
Yeah, but they've hit B successfully so many times. As a single smoke CT could plant seeds of doubt. Hobbit about to be uprooted. He has got support towards Goose. Looking to strike, VP happy to pause, and it does, again, talking of doubt, start to grow, and again, Buster, good for it. Yikinda, this time silence. Now 4 versus 3, and Kicker limping, running out of players. Nafany lucky to get away on 10 HP for now. We've got 40 seconds, and Buster's got the bomb. James won't be able to help him here. It's just Buster to open up the site, and a solid defense. Axel has awoken. James next to full. And that is a Gambit lockdown. Well responded, and really a whole lot of credit to Axel, really reminding us that he's in the server tonight.
Bit of a gamble. They're out of Gambit in the sense they didn't play anybody long during all of that. They were focused more up over towards A ramp, Goose, obviously, and they had the heavy rotation, as you're mentioning, because of the conditioning towards B. And I think this one all kicks off with Nafany's opener right there. It's a 50-50 on the way out the doors. And this time, Gambit getting the better of that situation. 7-2, money's still there for both teams. No dramas as far as the buy department goes. And while we return back towards the default spread, Busty Yikinda in the upper tunnels. The boost in mid, this time Kick It is the pedestal, and flip back a cat. But Yikinda taking some liberties here. Quite noisy about this, across, up, and over. And if they were to go towards A right now, there is no AWP on site. It is just Hobbit on the ramp. Shiro's AWP is towards the upper tunnels, and there's nobody home for him to find.
They will crawl. I wonder what the queue will be, or is this just actually the setup? We'll find out. And once contact's taken elsewhere, you'd imagine the info will be sought after. At the moment, though, passive hold.
Yeah, this is curious. Nafany was the one who just smoked the mid doors, so denying James' position here, and that tells them that one of the A defenders is playing CT spawn, right? This is the little information that they are working with here. Axel tucked in towards the pit. If it's an execute onto the site and Hobbit goes down without getting anything done, they're going to have a real hard time retaking this bomb site here, Gambit.
Util reigns in. Hobbit, ready to receive. It's fun to see VP throwing out the smokes that were named after. At least the core. And their previous or kick it in trouble. And again, with these audacious maneuvers, Yakinda's getting a wriggle on. Not ready for that. Perfection from Yakinda. Called it 8.
Silent assassin right there. I don't know how he made pass without any cues coming their way. Just able to jump down spawn. He was actually quite noisy there coming up from CT.
Did he sink it with any flashes or nades?
I don't know. It just looked way too easy for him right there.
Second time. We know with the walking through the molly and Hobbit not hearing it. Like he seems to have a really good understanding of the risks he can take to close that gap.
Yeah, one of the things there with the molly, in those positions, you're normally a little bit further back in the site. So with that B example that you're talking about there with the explode through, the reason that's so powerful is because players normally at that moment have the smoke out, ready to throw that down, but they are chasing again here. And Shiro, you want to hold on to this ult, mate.
Oh no, oh dear. Yeah, you get one chance, you don't get a second. He's already a dead man shooting 4 HP. He's giving it everything he's got, but there it goes. The AWP will lie idle. Inters to maintain the Kalashnikov, but a 1/2 and only in 10 rounds of play. VP have come in swinging today.
Well, the joke is, right, a lot of people at home like to call them VP paid by the round type situation here. And we saw that yesterday when they went into OT with Ents on Ancient. But in this scenario here, if you're VP, you don't want to allow Gambit any opportunities to get back into the game because they are the type of team to be able to grind a comeback back, and VP are the type of team to give a comeback up. So, there it is again, James.
He's quick, isn't he?
They might have to start using a smoke here. Just consider how many picks he's been getting on this door cross. I know that the change was meant to avoid this, but you got to think about the extra resources they're setting James up with. Hobbit now close, needs a trade back here. A response on the cards as he peers on out.
Oh, they're not accounting for it at this moment. Never mind. They are some diligent gamers. Ready for that as well.
They're looking sharp. They're looking ready for this one right here. VP with a bit of spring in their step out of this.
Well, they've been in the cryogenic time chamber. They've been watching everyone frag, and James just posted up. Shiro feeds him. And Yakinda, uncharacteristically, caught out. And Inters decides that the 2v5 should become a 2v3. You got so much time. Bomb still in tons. Kick it miles away from the pack, hoping to catch an aggressive CT, seeking information. But as we can see, it is a divide and conquer deployment. One towards that B site. Inters only 39 points of health, and Kicket's going looking for info.
Yeah, the thing is, this situation, if they do finish B, it will just all be on Inters. It's Kicker. He's coming, he's shooting, he's making noise. Axel looking the right way, gets the kill, and now he can start hedging the bets. Inters can win this right here, right now.
Yeah, he certainly can, and James so low, and that'll be an easy finish. Flit now into the clutch, a 1v1. Inters made this interesting. Can Axel finish what his teammate started? Fakes it out. Axel not going to be falling for any of that. Silly reindeer game. That was lovely from Axel. Gambit turned the round on its head. Just the two of them. And they make it when they try. That'll be 3. He's going to go ahead and grab that Shiro AWP.
Collect any goodies he can as well. You love an extra smoke or molly around these parts. So picking this one up there and coming through the puff of smoke of that HE. So appeared right in the face of Flit there, caught him off guard, but Flit knew he was close, right? By not sitting that plant right there at the start, it actually gave Axel an opportunity to work out how he wanted to approach that one-on-one.
Sir,
yes.
Can I ask a newbie question?
Sure.
You know how you asked for the smoke on the doors?
Yes.
Would a smoke hold more value than a HE, or does the HE just not really work anymore?
You can still use the HE, right? They can still use the HE here. It should be enough to get them across, because at this point, just the amount that James has been able to pick them off, the HE could be that difference maker, right? Just to make his life a little bit harder, because this is round after round. They're going for this, and James actually changing which side he wants the boost on. He's not picking the doors this time round, looking for lower dark. I say that, he peers on in, and Anthony, ouch, okay, that is going to sting. Down to 18 points of health. But rocking the double CT side of AWP right now. I think they feel they need a little bit more presence across the map here. You heard Kassad say, Shiro, he looks at him as a bit more of a passive AWPer. He's not a send out and seek those kills type individual. He'll sit, he'll wait, he'll get it done.
You're telling me we haven't seen a Shiro, like, Zywoo-esque banana charge?
No, that I think it's probably in his repertoire, but it's also the way that Gambit like to approach the game, right? We talk about the percentages here. Well,
yeah, I mean, he is also his gameplay is a product of how the team chooses to approach the game. There's no denying that.
I've seen him do some great combat AWPing as well in like post-plant situations with the AWP, right? I've definitely seen him do it. So you are just another cog, part of the machinery here, whirring around. But this time it's short, completely open for business. Shiro can float back from long, where he's currently babysitting and baiting for Axal. Has now just had that mental timer come on in, and we'll drop back towards the A ramp here. Util again off the cap position. Molly in exchange.
Oh, they're ahead of that. I say they. Yeah, Jame as well. Yukinda, he's already across. Shiro under a lot of scrutiny now. He doesn't really have Axal either. That's the shot he had to hit. And with that posted, things starting to spiral for VP. Oh dear, Flit's been caught wide open, no smokes, and Inter's ready to finish the job. Unlikely Buster clears this, but maybe Jane. He's got a CZ. He'll have to find it quickly.
Whoa.
It does find the head now. 3 to go.
Yeah, they could just
would have had
here.
to, and they will push him. No time for that, but he gets an extra frag for his stats. Gambit will take a 4th.
Yeah, okay, that right there, the clock actually coming back to punish VP for the first time in this game. Otherwise, they've been pretty good. There was the round where they got shut out and they saved in upper tunnels, but I wouldn't say that was virtue of the clock. That was more virtue of the frags that came on in for the favor of Gambit. Now, watch this scoreline quickly start to siphon back in the favor of Gambit here. They're locking this one down. They're looking a bit more responsive. The double AWP came out. Nafany and Shiro both finding kills with those. It allows them to posture a little bit more aggressively in certain positions, and yeah, a little bit frustrating there. But they're still in the lead.
Yeah, but I mean, with the way in which this started, you know, you're going to be really sincerely hoping if you're Virtus.pro that you can actually continue where you started and get that double digits. 10 would be a dreamy considering how quickly you accrued those 8. Oh, Shiro actually with a spot of aggression, and he could be run down for this. Yukinda's not brave enough, I suppose.
He's thinking about it. He's thinking about it.
Can't fault him there. Shiro was posted up, a likely demise if he had committed.
Yeah, interesting. Just a bit of a conversation while we have some time here. When Yukinda's on form, this team looks very, very scary, right? But the bigger problems we had with them online was when Yukinda wasn't going for the plays, nobody was. Now it feels like they have a bit more depth in finding those openings.
They framed it in interviews that it was, you know, like we've got 3 entry fraggers now.
Yeah, that was when we had Yukinda first join. I think it was Kick It we were talking to about that. But I think it's the others, either they weren't feeling it or they weren't playing up to their ability, because Buster and Kick It are fantastic individuals. We just, this was late last year, maybe mid of last. I don't think we were getting the absolute best out of them. But here we go. Setting up for a mid to be here. Hobbit in flow, and Yukinda's selling this the best he can.
Oh, Hobbit so far has been good for 1 every time they come out the doors. This time he doubles up. Issues again for Virtus.pro. The 2v5 continues to echo in their minds as another body drops. Not far off the mark there from Jamie's, giving them the information they sought.
They're going to save again here. Money's starting to become a real problem on that VP side. We've got 15 seconds left on the clock right now, and Yukinda, the walking wounded, 12 HP. Jame with the AWP wants to hold on to that prized possession, and well, we're going to have a lot of this here today. This is the type of Counter-Strike you get out of these two teams, right? I say with Gambit as well, they're the type of team, because of the CS they play, that they are going to give up certain rounds, right? But they're also going to be able to grind certain rounds back. And you're seeing that now start to come into fruition here. Just to note, I'm having a quick look right now at the spawns, and you know, if you're VP, this wouldn't be a terrible time to have a timeout. This was the double kill that slowed things right down here out of Hobbits. And for A4, for all you watching, good to see.
No, is it his?
Oh, you want to check? Yeah, okay. Oh, he dropped it.
Yeah,
he dropped it. He did drop
that.
it. But we can check in future rounds. That's all right. Now, this is the timeout I was talking about, and there is a long spawn for Yukinda. So let's see. Do they have another crack? Because they tried it twice. Once Nafany got a kill. The other time, Kicker got away on 2 HP. So maybe give it another go.
even kill spread now. We were talking about the absence of that. Gambit have since managed to find their footing, individually speaking, and of course, as the unit they are. If they were to operate into an 8-7...
Yeah, beautiful.
Beautiful recovery. It really did look like their days were numbered in that opening set of, what, 10 rounds? I think it was 8-2, 8-3.
Look at those dead eyes. That guy's seen a thing or two.
Yeah. Probably not for much longer, though. So many flashbangs.
Maybe that's it. The retinas, they're all just burnt on out. Well, it's not the long play. It's back to business as usual here. VP have to be aware that they're not getting the better of these opening kills right now if James not hitting it with the AWP. So a different tack could be employed. Or
deployed.
All of the above. It's normally D on the multiple choice. These info players aren't netting anybody a whole lot right now. Hobbit drops a smoke. That's going to buy them roughly 20 seconds or so. The nade on through, not finding an awful lot. Shiro heading back on down towards the mid doors here. So the mid to B punishes are something still echoing in the back of the minds of Gambit. Kick it. Could have a one-on-one towards long with Axel or vice versa, depending on who takes the fight. And Axel goes on forward, gets the kill, and sets them up with the number advantage here.
Yeah, well timed. Again, Axel's perception is top-notch, and Yakinda has pulled VP straight back in. He's not ready for Shiro, though. It's a hard shot. Whistles past the ear of Yakinda. Resetting now. Axel, though, looking for a one-tap. Yeah, exactly. It's Jamie's up against, though, and I wouldn't fancy my chances either. A wide swing from Jamie. It's an easy clear. And down they go. Gambit, do you really want to go for the retake? Funds? Middling.
Kind of committed here, though. Nafany taking a fight. Ooh, gets the kill, and Shiro, too. This one's on.
Going on like Donkey Kong. Only James quick on this retake. A 3v4. They've even boosted back up to the site, so the info of 2 CTs working it out himself.
You should see the defuse here.
Yeah,
this is coming from Cat.
Uncontestable. Oh, I say that. Oh, it's a problem now. If he can kill that short cross, he's won the round. That's the shot he had to hit. Inters. A good click. James, though, close, very close to manifesting the clutch.
I think maybe VP thought they had that for a second or two there, because look how quick that fell apart. Every duel across the map went in the favor of Gambit. Nafany gets one, Shiro's AWP lights it up, the mid-door lurk is dead.
Are you implying a little lackadaisical attitude because it was Gambit in a man disadvantaged retake?
Yeah, maybe, just maybe. And the economy was not in a great spot right there. So this one, they're just hovering around the smokes, like flit up and over. When he watches the demo back, he says, I probably shouldn't have done that. And now James in this position, the fact he even gets a kill is something. The money finally, well, not broken, but James doesn't have an AWP at least.
Yeah, I think at that round at demo review, Dust2 does just give him a little bit of a glare.
Hey, listen, mate, you know what you did wrong.
I love you, man. I love you.
But don't do it again.
Ever.
B explode.
Yep, Inters.
What do you got?
Jeopardy. Nade's not bad. Not bad at all. And somehow Nafany is contributing buckets and spades. The double on his AWP. And now, well, VP, successful. The majority on this B side.
Look at the smokes they have left.
Smokes, precisely.
3 of them. And a couple mollies as well. Oh, make that 2.
Bit of a whip. Kicker still has one.
Nafany's late on this tunnels flank here as well. Shiro's lining up some flashes.
Way too deep. Way too deep. The extinguish comes in from the CTs. They can still work with this. Here comes the flash. It's a god flash. Still, Kicker has vision. He even takes the double. Despite the deny of the second flash, Nafany to commit last round may as well. And VP look to have accrued themselves the 9th. Finished off nicely. James will take his 12th, and we will take a quick break. Fist bumps exchanged. VP probably quite satisfied to have closed it out with the W, and we'll see who's going to be taking that on Dust2's second half right after the break.
Do you think you know everything about CSGO? Then stay alert and look out for the DHL drop quiz on the ESL CSGO Twitch channel.
It would be a full-on.
Dominant 5-0 lead, even at one point 7-1, never mind 8-2, but here we find ourselves on the half, a 9-6. A recovery from Gambit heading into their T side.
Yeah, the consolation right there, I think you hit the nail on the head there on the way out the door. One round before heading into the half was fantastic, and now if they can get this pistol as we kick things off, it's fast out long, and to receive his flit, he's blind, he's backing off, and him and Kick it there under a lot of pressure here. They've been able to get back towards the roost of the site. James come on over to help with business too. But there's 2 smokes and a molly left over, and we've seen this one time and time again. A classic setup here from the T side. They can drop the double cross smokes, even molly towards that car position if they're a little bit worried. Maybe top sight to keep these USPs at bay, but James with a pot shot of his own, and Hobbit now starting to creepy crawl his way up long.
Okay, James set for success. He gets long-range fights with the favorable pistol. The smokes now obscure his view, and that dialogue changes.
Oh, here's the smoke. Whoa, caught out.
Yeah, right across the jaw. The boost could be great. The box to obscure. Good clicks. Flit delivers. Bomb needs to be planted, but it's planted safe. This long post plant not going to do much. And Flit straight up, but out of the server now.
That looked good, didn't it?
It did. It looked fantastic. Now, Yakinda's crawling. And
Not
there are a
this.
lot of backs turned. Damage did get a bit weird there, but looks like it's just a formality for Nafany. He does go down.
Both pistols here for VP. This is the recipe for success in this map, and I feel that that one looked a little bit more out of control because James got caught off guard by the pace of Hobbit there, right? You could see what he was opting to do. He dropped that smoke. We saw Simple doing that with the AWP, hoping to do the same with the USP. But now this is a big question mark for Gambit. Do they want to force buy into this? I can confirm a big old yes. Galil, Scout, Nafany enters, and Axel yet to go for their purchases just here. But they're going to want a few bits of utility to go with this. So Nafany into a Tech 9. Axel with the Galil.
Speaking of the HE, we do get a demonstration from VP, and it does seem to be functioning effectively.
Yeah, it still always sucks to burn a little bit of utility like that, but to make sure you're not getting tagged, to make sure you can actually lock down the B bomb site without already bleeding internally, maybe it is worth that waste. Quick on this, and mid control already taken here. On the other side of the doors, nobody's home. It's actually a double goose setup on A with Flit covering long. Yakinda and Buster locked in towards the B site. Enough aids here for a quick mid to B. Smoke to CT, smoke on the box, and away we go. Yakinda and Buster about to be pressured.
Yep, good response. You can see they've drilled this. Buster does finish the job onto tons, and now a lot of pressure relieved. They are not only known, but enclosed.
Oh dear.
Look at this. I mean, they're boxed in. There is no Xbox presence, so the retreat may be the best bet. Can they get out of dodge unhunted? And yeah, well, Hobbit, he'd hard committed. Yeah, Chad's sentiment echoing within the Gambit ranks as well. This could not have really gone much worse.
Well, there is an open runway right now in towards A, right? To come up through spawn, they've been flashed off. They're probably going to forego the plant here if Nafany's quick about this. As Flit has a jumping bullet or two. Well, they let them plant. This isn't going to get anything more interesting unless Nafany has a 1-on-5 up his sleeve that we haven't been hearing about.
Oh, the Galil 1v5.
Yeah.
That was on a different map.
Now, yeah, that right there from VP is more than handled, right? Another A4 user in Kick It, and I just looked, he did buy that one himself. So there's still a couple of them out in the wild, not completely extinct.
What's your personal perspective, Chad? You got a FAMAS in your hands, the round has ended, there's a Galil at your feet.
I'll take the Galil.
You take the Galil?
I'll take the Galil.
Okay.
I think I just, like, for me, because my aim's bad, those extra 5 bullets could be worth their weight in gold.
Yeah.
And actually, over the FAMAS, it's an extra 10 bullets. So
They did try and make them both more potent. Have you felt that?
Oh, I think in the way that it resembles in buys for sure, right? You can get a lot more of it. Yeah. So it feels like they feel like more juicy gun rounds, right? It's not a couple of MP9s and 2 M4s. It's M4s with a couple of FAMASs around it here. But that plant just means Gambit looking a little bit like a pistol upgrade here. They will have to bite their tongue, wait around before they can get out the full rifles. Hobbit shot through the smoke. Yakinda getting aggressive though. Could be a few kills for him here.
Yeah, he's cracked it. Wait, you're telling me I can still go aggressive on the defense?
Oh, we've seen this kid do some absolutely wild things, right? I remember we always talk about it, like when he had that round Run down Banana, gets 2 kills, rotates all the way back over towards A on Inferno and pushes apartments. But hold up a second, this is getting a bit spicy. Kinder, the man we were talking about, is dead. Flit low. Already looks better than the last round as far as damage is going here, but I don't think they're going to get a plant. They won't be so fortunate this time round.
Yeah, reaction shot at a Hobbit, but the second connects. And if his teammate or him can crack on this long player, which they have, things getting a little more than spicy, Chad. Things are smoking hot. Bomb planted, could be denied on the jump shot. They've jumped over his head, completely in the blind spot, and it leads to another frag one-on-one. Shiro low, but they've done so much. Recovered by Buster. Wowzers, trousers, GMB. Gambit nearly had that, you know.
Okay, well, they're keeping it interesting here, and Shiro there in the final moment. Probably a lot of people were sitting there thinking, why is he peeking? He's on low HP. In that situation, what are you expecting the player not to be doing? Peeking right there. And Shiro hits that shot. He looks like an absolute genius. So unfortunate, and it was a round that they really had no business in winning, a round that really shouldn't have gotten that close. So VP almost dropping the ball here. Great cracker of a shot from Hobbit here onto the head of Flit.
Was stylish as well. You whip out the butterfly the instant Uno reverse card. Lovely shots. And you can see this is the fight you're talking about. Shiro actively fighting. The fact that Buster's so ready for that. You know, I mean, that's the impressive part.
That's the kicker.
Yeah. Or the Buster.
But
Thank you very much. James boosted up to hold that tons push.
I feel that this round here is going to determine how much more we get to see a Gambit in this first map. If they lose this one flat...
We've got Virgo next as well.
On. We even have a double orb. Yakinder on the secondary.
Does take a chunk out of Nafany, and he does have to get out of dodge. He has avoided that grenade. So with the Kinders you discussed, second orb, he's actually managed to catch one elsewhere.
Where is the little cross on
I can't see my
radar?
crosses. We were both doing the same gymnastics maneuver.
I'm going to zoom around the map here and see if I can find that dead body of Shiro. I would have assumed he would have been mid or catwalk somewhere with the AWP. He was back at cat. Yakinder actually took a peek off of that.
Did we lose our X's, or is it masked by the bot? It's masked by the bomb. Yep.
Okay, well, we found the corpse. And a couple of people out there on duty to find all that, but this is not looking good whatsoever. The leg shot on Nafany was something, but the kill onto Shiro is almost everything right now. As Gambit look a little bit lost here, still quite spread out. Nafany close mid doors with the bomb, enters in upper tunnels. Axel trying to group up. Hobbit on his lonesome on cat, and we got 35 seconds left. I'm not sure how they can make this one work.
Maybe they can demonstrate first. And James, he does get baited out, or at least pulls the shot out of James. Hobbit successful, but this is on a timer. Nice trade from James. Axel, though, he's not alone. He's got Hobbit pushing into the scope as well. Now, bomb is on cat, but Inters is in B. 10 seconds. What?
Nafany can plant on A right now.
If they fake it out, yeah, they're just going to assume Inters had the bomb. 5. Well, no time.
Wait, what? They're going for the... What? Anyway, 13-6 the scores read. And a couple of saved guns for Gambit.
It's all right. They call those Orky Momos, and we all have them.
Well, they were saving in plain sight. Yeah.
But yeah, this one you could see there was a theory. There was a theory. It just didn't quite land.
Yeah.
James actually ruined it for them. Some great shooting onto Hobbit. I think he was supposed to be the partner in crime for that bomb plant of Nafany, but yeah, Inter's finding his success. Did draw the rotate, just a little too late.
At least they saved the AWP, so it's not going to be as flat of a buy as one may have earlier expected. Round 20, but VP, unless they want those bonus checks, should be looking pretty set to close this one out with a lead like this.
Look how light they are on util. Is that just from early, or is that just the buy? I'm afraid I wasn't very observational in...
They lost so many players, right? So they've had to fully reinvest here. That's 2 rounds in a row where only 1 player survived. So the reinvestments there with the win bonus, always going to be quite strapped for cash.
Oh, and they're ahead of this. So Inters may be unaware. Oh, you're not ready for that. Gets the info safely. Really nice movement out of Inters. It saved his life and maybe could save the round because he's got complete control of tons for now. Gambit, this is a necessary round.
Yeah, I think they're going to lay down their guns here. Neither wanting to go aggressive in tunnels again and kick it. Famous, it's good. He is dinked, but that's the opener.
Yeah, Shira's actually going to have to be A little more aggressive on this T side orb to try and find a way in. It might be towards the A site. It could very well be B. As you can see, he starts to make a decision. As do his squad.
This is an interesting angle here that Jame was currently posted up in. You don't see that too often, especially committed with an AWP.
Yeah, they're slipping through. He does have support in the form of Flit. And they'll fight off the flash. Good one. Completely repels them.
20
for a
seconds.
second. Yeah, the clock. It's a problem.
Great reposition from Jame. Oh, great shot from Hobbit.
Even better. Maybe Flit can disrupt the plant. This would be round defining.
He's going to let them get
They
this
have to
down
hard
here.
clear. They have to hard clear. Hobbit does go down, but the bomb will too. Axel to trade. Does provide 3v3. And closing that gap now. Shiro reveals his AWP is on the site. Hard retake, especially with Inters late. Coming in from the flank on CT. Yakinda locked in. He's lost his teammates, and Gambit have taken a 7th.
It looks so unlikely, doesn't it? Both of these teams just leaving it down to the last 20 seconds to make those type of plays. And when you see it happening, it doesn't look like it should. Hobbit, again, with a cracker of a shot to open up the A bomb site. And I really like the reposition of Jame because he was aware of what the setup was that they were dealing with on the other side. If he was able to pivot to mid-long, he could take a couple more pot shots, couldn't get run down in Goose, makes the re-picking a little bit easier. But now, VP, they're looking broke. Flit, the best he has is an M4, and the rest of them, they are rough as guts. And Shiro with the opener right there, giving them a taste of their own medicine. Yakinda down. B bomb site very weak. And is this Gambit really getting back into map number 1? It's a great way to kick things off, right? Because in the next round, it will have to be the eco out of VP.
Yeah, I mean, they're a tenacious bunch. I mean, it's not like they are so reserved we don't see the frustrations on their faces, but yeah, they do not know when to quit. Great molly. Look at that. It clears both sides of the door and leads to Kiket's demise. Shiro taking this round into his own hands. Now, admittedly, as you've highlighted, it was one of those half or rather full investments leading into that eco. Jame, the only exception in the Kevlar department.
Yeah, and that's just because he wants to get the AWP out at the next gun round, right? That's the only reason that he didn't invest anything here. But for Flit, I'm sure if you gave him the option right now and Gambit said, hey, we'll end the round at this moment, Flit, and you can save the M4, he would say yes.
Yes, please.
Because they're in the wrong position. The bomb back over towards the A bomb site. Shiro and Inters are still parked over towards the tunnels, upper and lower respectively. Now, the biggest issue here, if you go for a hunt, if you're Gambit, is you give over some rifles, and I'm sure Jame and Bust would love to get those in their hands. And this here might just be a bit of a stalemate, right? We call this one off. We say, yep, it's done. This will be your 8th round, unless Shiro wants to have a bit of a fight here. Creepy crawly on he is. Scoped in on platform, so if you peek again, Buster, you might be going down quickly here.
No need to move a muscle.
Do you like mussels? We're not really seafood people, are we?
I had a mussel recently.
Oh, you did?
A single mussel.
Single?
I'm not a seafood guy.
How'd it go?
I do seafood and I do eat it, but it was all right.
It was all right? That's all you got?
Like, it's not, you know, like I can't, you know when you rush the chewing just to get it done?
Yeah, the texture for me.
Yeah, and there's just, I don't know, something about them just has no real appeal.
It's like a sea bug.
Precisely.
Yeah.
You know, I'd much rather take something a little peri-peri, a little marinated.
Lobster's all right. You had lobster?
No, I haven't dabbled.
Lobster's all right. You wouldn't mind lobster. And you've had a bit of sushi recently.
I've got a fun lobster fact for you.
Okay.
Did you know it used to be seen as like peasants' food?
Really?
It was for the common man, and then it kind of got this weird 180 into
Costs like $1 million now.
yeah, a rarity, a delicacy is the word I was looking for.
We got like our own, well, not our own version, but we got a little crustacean in Australia called a yabby.
A yabby.
Not the player.
Yeah, maybe he does live at the bottom of the sea. You know, they're also blue.
Lobsters?
Yeah, they're only orange when you take them out of the water. Lobsters are actually blue. And carrots are purple.
Making me a bit sad to think how they cook lobsters, but
Oh, yeah.
they did get an opening kill here.
It's savage.
So I don't think there's a real chance for them to win this round.
But you know what? Let's cancel lobster talk regardless.
Yeah.
And let's see what happens here. I love this boost. I rarely see it pay off. And in a couple of stray bullets, not going to accrue much. And yeah, Flit's just going to want to keep hold of his rifle. You can see the moon walking out there as well, just to preserve what little they have, as well as deny that kill reward.
When you're watching these two teams play, sometimes it does feel like a little bit of a war of attrition, but I want to label it a different way. When you see the other teams, they get a bit more scrimmy, a bit more biffy. And it's just pacey, and you know, they're flicking around and they're fast on the rushes and they're running through Molotovs. They're playing checkers, whereas these guys are playing chess, right? They're playing a chess game right here, these guys. Each round, right, interconnected to the overall picture of the game here. Starting to get things going at a 13-9 scoreline. They win the next gun round, and, well, there's no reason that Gambit can't run this one home. It wasn't looking good for a moment there, but...
Something for you to think about for the next eco.
I'll give it a try.
And for you at home as well. Would you rather...
Oh, here we go. We'll play Would You Rather at home.
Would you rather permanently operate with hiccups?
Ooh. While playing Counter-Strike?
No, I'm saying for the rest of your life, you've got hiccups.
Okay.
Or for the rest of your life, you have a constant runny nose.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll let you think about that. I'll let you
like how runny?
I mean, to the same extent that the hiccups are. So, you know, you can go on a spectrum.
Would I be real sniffy all the time?
You know, like when you've got that constant, have to suck it back up your nose. Just constant, that horrible drippy nose.
Hiccups are so annoying.
They're so irritating. I guess for our profession, hiccups would be...
We couldn't do our job, but
Probably.
we couldn't do our job if we were...
No, you're right. I think I did an epicenter where I was almost completely out of action.
Yeah, okay. I'll have a think.
I just don't know. What's the lesser of the two evils?
Let us know.
Jinx. Over on Water.
Are you going to say my name 3 times or what?
Oh, sorry. Chan.
Thank you very much. Back underway, and, well, the AWP in the hands of James here. A bit light on that util again. You can see the Xbox smoke to help guys a bit of control here, but turning our attention towards B for one more time. It is Buster and Yakinda to lock this down, and Yashiro opens up the account. Yakinda onto the trade, and they're not going to hit the gas pedal here. It's going to slow things down as per the usual. Hobbit with the mid space. Flit, kick it, looking to respond, and, well, James hasn't moved a muscle from long during all of this. So calling their bluff, do you really want to come to Yakinda's bomb site? That's the question. The flash indicates yes.
Yeah, very much so. Yakinda's going to catch that. He's so blind, just gets vision back as they swing. Does very well to find the head of Inters, but this round starts to peter out. With the bomb loose and the site lost, they'll be scooping that up and taking a very safe tunnels plant.
Yeah, we'll call this one a save right here, but Hobbit's having already a bit of a looky-loo towards long. You can see him over by the barrel's position, just securing to make sure that there's no saves towards T-spawn. Shiro and Axel, they can't overextend right now. You're well aware that VP are likely going for a save here, but if you're wrong, then you both go down. You put Hobbit in a bit of an awkward position here.
Yeah, we saw the roles reversed and actually leading to a Gambit 3v4 in their retake in that first half.
So what are we at right now? 2,900 is the lost bonus. See you later, Flit. Walk straight into the barrel of Hobbit's AK right there, and it will just be James saving this AWP. And yeah, there's a couple of problems right now for poor James. In the next round, with the only saved gun going forward, you would like to see him... Oh, Shiro went down to the bomb there. Unlucko. Axel's grabbed the AWP, not the end of the world. They have plenty cash to splash. But if you're James right here, you might want to try and go for an aggressive pick. So we're looking at a short boost or a long corner pick. Maybe you're trying something a little bit cheeky around the mid doors. This was the opener here from Shiro. So just ready for that Buster maneuver. He was the one shooting first, but the AWP, bigger, badder, and better. Yakinda doing his best there, but in the meantime, it was actually that Hobbit kill while the mid-door cross was coming in that had secured that B bomb site for Gambit. But here we go again. And James is over towards mid-doors here. Xbox smoke is going to limit his vision.
Yeah, he's trying to use his teammates as bait. If he was to hear the AWP shot, he would have struck. Chiro,
so this is.
He's going to be giving us that hinge smoke as well.
Yeah, I think that's this smoke here. If you were able to throw it round after round, it's a really good way just to be able to get that mid-control, considering that the CTs can be a lot more aggressive, right? We know that you can jump up cat, get into lower dark. We haven't seen a huge amount of it just here. Here we go.
Ooh-wee.
And there it is. And guys, that is literally just sitting on the smallest of hinge over towards the mid doors. Obviously, that's why it's called the hinge smoke.
It is so bloody cool that we've got to that level of counter. From spawn, onto a tiny hinge to replicate what we've been throwing underhanded in front of it for years.
Yeah, it is the details of this game that keeps blowing everybody's mind, but everybody seems to be parked in the right place here from VP.
Oh, they may have heard the pins, but Anthony just staring straight into enemy lines does eliminate the aggression of Kick It. And Gambit looking set for success here. Flip with one on the save rifle. It is up to James Orp. And now a contribution from Buster. This could go either way. Admittedly, unarmored pistols for the rest of them. And Inters has solved the mystery of the aggressive Yakinda. Poor Buster, 92 points of health, and that's all he's got to work with up against 2.
He's going to give it a go. May as well here.
Sure.
Can buy in the next, so this is still a round he can win.
So perfectly partnered up. He'd have to have 2 supreme clicks, and he does go down. Hobbit grabbing himself the second of the round, as well as the AWP for his partner, Shiro. But Gambit, yeah, they're making a real T-half out of this. If you have a recap, how many in a row is that? The 5?
Yeah, right now we're looking at 5 on the trot here for Gambit in this second half. Remember, it kicked off with VP having 4 in a row. So great starts for VP in both these halves. We have 5 in the first half with the pistol conversions and then a couple of gunnies. And they also were able to get 4 out the gates here in a row. But unfortunately, in that 4th round, oh, James, that is going to sting. He's been tagged on down. Going to be AWPing over towards the B bomb site here. Yakinda with that secondary AWP one more time will have to do the primary duties over towards that A site. So if it is an A execute, he's not going to be as well versed in the A AWPing as James. Hinge smoke again, flying through the sky. Kick it on the float already.
I give it another 6 months of us regularly seeing that on Dust2 games before it starts getting thrown in like MM and Russians start shouting at you when you don't know it.
Well, you can't throw it in MM, Alex, because it's 64 tick.
Oh, this game.
So unless you want to come up with a different way to throw it, just for MM matches, maybe that can be your little homework assignment tonight.
Yeah, what, just staring at pixels and throwing
Get Shadow play up.
Okay.
I want you to go into a server on 64 tick, work out a way and tweet it to the world.
All right. Well, maybe I'll do the 128 tick first, just to make sure I actually understand the premise. Now then. Vanguard smokes, Hobbit.
Oh, Tom just gave you a cheat. You could use the refrag on ESEA to use the native thing, and you could cheat and get it done quick. Oh, actually, no, you couldn't, because they're 128 tick servers.
They don't
Cancel
have a
all that.
it
all works. No, they don't have a matchmaking mode. I wonder why. Well, we're at 30 seconds, everybody.
Yeah, we've just aired our frustrations with one of the few flaws this game has. You can't throw the same nades the pros do.
That's the only thing that frustrates me about that. The rest of it, I don't care. Yeah. But here we go. Hobbit. What are you going to do, mate? 19 seconds?
Go on.
How's the time?
Oh, they frequently get away with this. I'm not sure, though.
The time.
Yeah, 12 and another frag. This time it comes in. There is a world, especially with Axel hitting headshots. Are they planting? I think they might have it. Both of them are locked out. Just out in time. I can't believe they've gotten away with that again. That is so ridiculous. And Yakinda, yeah, give it a look. Give it a look.
Ah, he's going to save. You know what James saying, mate? That looks delectable as he licks his bloody lips to have an AWP in his hands again in the next round of play.
I like that skin.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Oh, that was, I mean, especially we see Flit's POV, we see Yakinda's POV. They hit both of the necessary first.
It feels like it should be enough, right?
Was it Nafany or Axar that cracked that in? Yeah, lovely, actually.
Just controlling those rotations on the mid to B. Like, how is that the difference maker? What is going on right now? And this is a classic game at Dust2 between these two CIS squads here. And 1 round the difference now. Gambit and comebacks against VP. I think VP, if they lose a map like this, they're going to start having flashbacks about this type of stuff. It's not like players are playing overly poorly, right? Top to bottom, 18 kills for Flit and Yakinda, 17 for James, 13 a piece for the likes of Kick It and Buster. But this is it. Axar won the round just by controlling those rotations, right? Of course, the bomb needed to get planted, and just in the nick of time they did. James gets that AWP back, and here we go again. Can he be the difference maker in this?
Yeah, here we go again. It's probably the dialogue VP is starting to fall into as well.
Oh, dearie me. Okay, well, the pace, as you might imagine, we take a bit of a breather here, give yourself a chance to really recall what happened in those last 19 seconds, I suppose.
And look at this for a half buy. It's kind of scary, actually.
Yeah, I think in this type of a situation, if James AWP can get a kill and it forces them in quickly, what am I talking about? This is a Gambit, they don't have gone quickly anywhere. Maybe, just maybe, if they're up against another team here, but this is the first time it's missed.
Yeah.
What's that? He'd thrown it twice before, so...
33%. No. Yeah. No. Yeah?
66.3... 66.666
recurring.
Yep. Maths is not...
We did it.
So.
We've got probably combined the maths capabilities of like a 11th grader. It's pretty good.
I would probably go a 9th grader.
Yeah, you're right. I think the
algebra is where you...
They start whipping out the letters, don't they?
Yeah.
I'm not ready for that.
Now, the reason, everybody, if you're curious as why they aren't taking this space a little bit quicker, it's to avoid the scout like that. And give himself an opener here, a deagle shot to the left, to the right.
Fair play to Buster, he hard committed to that. And maybe this over the smoke play could lead to at least one. And it has, but he's not ready for the player to his left. Axel, unable or unwilling to commit to this. Oh my God, Flip, you're so loud about this. Hobbit's going to get a freebie.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Hobbit says. The Hobbitses.
What's that a reference?
That's Lord of the Rings, I think they call that movie.
Actually, I didn't know you frequented the trilogy.
I think I've had to watch each of the movies in 3 separate sessions just because it takes so bloody long, almost as long as a VP Gambit game. But this is where I start to get excited. They want James Orp, and they're coming for him.
This is his favorite mini game, though. He loves playing this.
We have retake servers. Maybe we need save servers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think James actually just, gets the practice in officials. 13 to 13. Yeah, you are starting to get that little bit of a flashback now. VP, don't forget how potent of a start they got. 8 to 2.
Yeah.
And then you can add the 4 they got on the pistol from the second conversions. Maths isn't my strong suit, but that's 12 rounds of the 16 required in your openings. And to have that taken away from you from some stunning individual and team play. You know, Axel, we just saw his name there, but his lockdown on the previous was fantastic. He's up to 18 now. Did have a slow start on that CT side, but we're right back into the action here, round 27, and there's clear intent over on this mini-map.
Yeah, well, looking to hedge their bets towards B again. Still no defuse kit here for VP. Doesn't feel like they've had a proper full buy with all the bells and whistles up until this point. Buster committed. This angle hasn't worked for him before, but you can see how awkward this looks. A knee poking out from either Shiro and Buster, and he's just stepped away.
Oh, okay. M4A4, he's got a couple of extra bullets. He'd love some help with a nade to the toes. James up to the task. They're into the site. He could have the cross, but now smoked. Advancing as fast as he can. Molotoved off. The util is brilliant from Gambit. There is very little that they can do about this.
Might have to just be that favorite save call again here. Now, at this point of the game, we haven't seen VP do anything outside of the norm, right? It's just been very standard. Occasionally, they've had the extra man towards mid. They've done a couple of short boosts, but there hasn't been anything that's a bit of a haymaker here to really catch this Gambit team off guard. And one of the problems is when you verse both of these teams, rather just say a European team or anywhere else in the world really, is you find it difficult to do those aggressive style maneuvers just because how default heavy they are. And you've seen that in this game. If you've been tuning in from the start, you'll see time and time again these teams waiting to the final 30, 20, 15 seconds before they hit sites. And the reason they do that is to account for all of those aggressive moves we're talking about. Take the variance out of the game, right? Turn it into this. Are you going to gamble correctly? Are you going to hit enough shots to stop us from getting into the bomb site? And the answer in round number 27 was no. Max loss bonus, it's been in play now for a long time. It's 8 on the trot here, but Buster only getting 1, right? He's isolated. Okay, take our time, take our time, take our time. Drop a nade on him, and he's dead, right? So they're just dealing with these fights as they come. They're not running in, they're not getting multi-killed, they're not getting mowed down, and that's what's making Gambit's life a bit of a breeze here.
Yeah, and they're so set for the rest of this now.
Yeah, no matter what happens here, they will have guns in their hands.
Yeah. And one more timeout remaining. Now that bleeds into OT. You're not going to get an extra should we get there. Yeah,
should we get there? I don't know what VP... Unless VP right now tries something different, right? Push into lower dark, try a bit more of a short aggressive maneuver. Dude, so mid-control utility. Remember Gambit? They were smoking off Suicide. They were mollying back a cat. We saw something a little bit different out of them. VP so far, we haven't.
I honestly think some of Yukinda's hijinks have been cancelled after Shiro just picked him off on the early Suicide run. Because, I mean, that is something you'd expect to be great for disrupting, especially what we just saw in the previous from Gambit's T side. A 3-man commit, and look
They're
at
just
that.
going to go long here.
Yeah, off the spawn. Hits his walk key. Trying to mess with the timing in James' head, and it's enough. He has to take a hasty shot. Tucks in for the repeat. Lovely find, and now looking to elevate. Should have at least grounds for another frag on this AWP. 2 of those Virtus.pro members are elevated. Buster has completely cleared out tons.
This is huge right now. If he can get over towards T-spawn, he can cancel off all these long rotations back on over towards that B bomb site. The only individual that slipped the net so far is Shiro top mid, so... Oh, here comes the smokes.
Oh, Yukinda flashed in. Or not! They'll just go off the nade. Takes a spray, takes a head. James as well. Posts his second in the feed. And now looking to reset, but Buster's here. No, he's not anymore. Ooh, Shiro.
Wasn't expecting that one, was he?
No, shy of that. And that's round defining and concluding. You can see Axel now left and thrust into a 1v5. Won't be surviving a repeat here. Oh, what a shot, and a missed shot from the AWP of James leads to an extension of play.
Damage is good here for Axel. If he can get another kill or two, that'd be fantastic. I know he's low, and oh, never mind. Flip will finish the sentence for me. 14-14, and there you go. The streak is broken. But the difference there for Gambit was it wasn't the slow default spread. Let me tell you what they're most likely to go back to. More of the same. More of what got them to this point here. And James, a necessary kill right there, because if he didn't get that and we're looking at a 5-on-5 execute onto the site, yeah, trades don't go MVP's way. This one could have been closed down very quickly here. But now the pressure is on. Money is not great, as mentioned, for VP, right? So if they lose this round, it's likely the game ends 16-14. The CT economy is busted. It's broken. Flit has about 2.5 after his purchases. You kindred with 1.8, same with Kick It. That's the high end, right? And you look where the loss bonus is at. Sure, we're going to get 2,900 into the bank balance here, but it's going to get scrappy for some of these members. You're not going to be looking at double AWP setup, which is what they're rocking now. And rounds without utility, without the full buy, have been a bit of a problem here for VP. So we will see something in the next round, even if they lose, but it won't be looking anything like this. Could this be the knockout blow from Gambit, dropping on down in towards the suicide? Shiro picks on out. Mid-door molly to dissuade any of those lower dark plays, and well, here we go, back to regular programming. No presence towards long is a bit of a difference here for VP as Flit and Kick It are working on clamping down with the team towards the short and mid position. James loitering in CT spawn.
The old-fashioned way for that hinge smoke. He's thought better of it. Nafany flashing James off the line and brave enough to re-peek.
That's enough. Two of them are across and they're about to fight here towards short. Two players here. Flit is overseeing business a bit more passively.
Is he just hard committed to this? So Kick It in the off angle, perfect pop flash, but he maintains the spray. Good enough, considering the disadvantage. He'll take the 4v4.
Yeah, that's not bad from Kick It, all things considered here. And they've rejigged this CT setup. James back towards long. Flit in the site, busting out, turning his attention towards the mid doors here. 48 seconds.
Good smoke. Look at the timing on that. He's actually smoked them off. He can guarantee that this is double smoke CT is just smoke and mirrors. I say that as I see a flash and a push. They really want to test them. Hard for Buster, but he's dealt with it. And the fact that no one else is home, looks like VP is stringing together a 15th here. James caught Axel on his long advance. The last two up short, the likelihood. And even James, to support Flit in his endeavors, does catch a glimpse and a tag. Attention drawn. And Flit will finish with a flourish. 15-14. VP have a chance to finish what they started strongly.
Oh, late bloomers, I think, VP, you know?
I mean, I'm trying not to say paid by the round. You know, 8-2?
No, but they just like... this is a team, right? When you see them, they don't look highly emotional. So when the score gets close, that's when they go, okay, well, we're going to play now, you know? You'd love to see VP, because this was a commanding game for them early, right? You'd love to see them with a bit of a statement come in and lock a team out, but this is also testament to Gambit. But do we go OT? It's a change-up. Kick It straight up mid. James into lower.
Yeah, this might catch him. James, aggressive. Oh, and he's kind of trapped. That smoke could be pushed and disrespected. Disrespect laid down by Kick It. He does not want overtime. Nafany doing everything he can to manufacture it. Axel's even punished Kick It's aggressions as well. So this one will reset. Yeah, that was a wild one. You can see the glimpse. Caught. James has info. They crossed alongside.
What happens now? 3-on-3 and a minute 20 on the clock. We haven't seen this one before in this matchup.
Yeah, fruity. This could be a whole lot of fun. Potential for Nafany to be wall-banged if anyone's feeling frisky. Is he brave enough to do hinge on that low? You could have been easily banged. But things will fall now into a slower state of play. I say slower. There is a long door aggression. Slowly starting to be considered. James is going to crawl and post up.
Yeah, they've decided they will give them the cat control here. Now, the fight that could decide it all is if James does push forward into Nafany. Nafany should have the advantage even on the low HP against the AWP. Yakinda very disconnected from this, up towards the upper tunnels, as we can see. Inters and Axel lining up their AU till. Smokes rain out, the signal is there, and James starts to rotate. Nafany's going to slip on in behind him here. This is the kill.
Back is turned. Back is completely turned. James does his sixth sense kick in.
Oh, quick flank.
Oh, Flit, he's missed his opportunity. That could have been round defining, and now Nafany looking to push us to OT. That's an opportunity. They both reveal themselves.
Molly.
They know where you are.
Has to fight.
We'll have to swing.
Oh.
And Axel fires just out of the flames in time.
Look how low they are.
Yeah, the Deagle was the perfect weapon for the job. Did he see it? Oh, and Axel says no. OT secured. Gambit will like that very much. Nafany raises his voice as we do take a very quick break. We promise 15-15, inseparable. We'll have to do it in OT. MR3 after the break.
Hey Future Pros, some people hate Dust2. Anyway, here's a cool smoke that you can throw from T-spawn to land on the hinge of the mid double doors. Without going...
Both halves, Gambit have shown resilience and the mental fortitude required to take us into overtime. Familiar territory in this domestic derby, both teams with an intimate knowledge of how the other likes to play, and now we get ready for MR3 16K.
Yeah, if you've got the pro tip at the break right there, apparently some people hate Dust2. I get the impression these two teams love it, because they want to play all the rounds and then some more. Shiro, interesting little boost here, closer to the box, isn't going to see a whole lot, and a bit more of a flary play from James this time round.
Does enable Shiro to be cleared a little. Oh, the finest margins in this video game. Look how close that was. Oh, and it will...
Oh!
Counter-strike!
Oh!
I'll get you one day.
You've got to wonder sometimes, don't you? Okay, well, there must be divine intervention for both these teams right now. Yakinda's secondary AWP over towards A with James, and well, James the first to strike. Nafany down. That's an opener. And that's what the doctor ordered. VP have had a real hard time of things just to be able to get it to this point. Gambit battle back in a big way, and now they find themselves down a man and almost two. Inters on 5 points of health. Short control taken, plenty of time, plenty of util. And we've seen how awkward this gets late, right? We know that Gambit don't mind whittling down the clock, waiting to those last 20 seconds and then biffing on in and controlling those rotations, but here we go.
Yeah, they got some more time to work with here, a rare luxury.
It's a double dip into spawn, huh?
Yeah, and it hasn't worked out well. It's not only been spotted, but fragged. Oh, Hobbit had a little bit of an inkling. He's the right to think so. Just as he looks away, Yakinda will best him. And that round can be boiled down to a couple of things. But for EP, not losing a single player. So fantastic start for their CT campaign.
Yeah, and one of the things was the round that got us to overtime for Gambit, right, was the round where Kicker pushed up mid and got 2 kills straight out the gate, right? So you think about how quickly it did fall apart for VP there in the final throws of this one, but if they can just dispel this here, keep a clean sheet of a CT side, their T half, we've already seen what they can do. But here we go again.
When you've had distinct leads in both halves, it's easy to find yourself getting lost in the mental when you're in OT.
Look at this.
Yeah, it's not bad. It could lead to a frag, and that's exactly what he's waiting for. Yakinda with some proactive and well thought out play.
Yeah, where was this during regulation, right? 2 rounds in a row, we've seen some different mix-ups from VP. The AWP long doors and one AWP short. This time both AWP over towards mid, and a kill to open up the account here as Nafany has taken that space immediately back towards mid, and he's going to stay as a bit of a sleeper agent here.
Ever since you've been talking more and more about in-game leader plays, I've been seeing them. Like Nafany contact walking with his knife out into the doors.
Or an educated guess.
But he gets his info.
Yeah.
He gets the info. His suspicions were he's moved. He's long gone. And he gets the answer to that question without a nade, without a teammate, and with a huge risk.
So right now it looks like with the current constellation of Gambit, they want to execute onto this B site, isolate Buster, isolate Kick It, and have Hobbit and Nafany either go for the mid to B or try and stop the rotations, but here they come.
Yeah, Hobbit's perfectly positioned for this. And off the flash, Yakinda will strike again. Hello, Virtus.pro. Two spotless rounds. Not a body drop so far. Gambit yet to frag here in overtime.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, where was this during regulation? Because the mix-ups could have come in handy. One of the problems for VP not that long ago was the fact that their gun rounds weren't full. We had Famises, we didn't have utility. Now, with the MR3 16K, they can actually play the way they probably wanted to.
Not to regurgitate your opinions as my own,
okay,
but Virtus.pro tend to be looking like a very different squad when they have those full buys. You've been saying it time and time again.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, hold on.
Jake not going wide on this. That's a change.
Yeah, this time Yakinda's antics have been cut short. Jame with an immediate rebuttal. This is something.
Now we're seeing some fight out of them. They're not just sitting back, rolling over and taking it. They're actually giving them the beans right now. And Buster takes up a dark control again.
Bang, he could.
Hey.
Oh, and he does. Well, he's tagged him on the hinge smoke, so Inters will be operating with a limp.
He's had a couple of rounds, unfortunately, poor Inters, where he's been tagged down early. And look at how much information, right? Buster, because he's forward in tunnels, knows that it's unlikely they're just setting up smokes to execute here. So he doesn't have the full information, but he has enough. And that actually leaves them in a position where they might have to defend this B attack. They are coming back into his domain.
He's got Kickit with him. And full bag of util from Kickit. So if Buster gets the early warning, we could see a smoke tons and a delay. Oh, that's quick. Do they accelerate the smoke? Is there in time?
That's
and the
bomb.
denial, it's in the front of the smoke. That looks like it could, well, it reeks of an 18th. Can they get the spotless? CT side. Boosting Inters over this, trying to find info. Nafany's already been brought down to half as well on that Xbox fight.
Well-timed molly there just as the smoke was fading, so this is great. 30 seconds at this point here, but we've seen Gambit win rounds with less.
Yeah, and a second smoke. They're running out of players and time. And this will be 18. Magnificent recovery there. You can see the team play from VP. And a spotless CT side, 3-0. Inters only 14 seconds left for him to do the impossible. 3 players. And, well, there's 2. Now, just sit still. And they shall.
Yeah, you're right. They could have unplugged their keyboards right there and still won that round. Unfortunately for poor Inters, low on HP, couldn't push the issue of the molly. And just one more round. VP going to be their own worst enemy again. Gambit going to show us just how much this comeback potential is time and time again. Around the corner is Vertigo. That is map number 2. And the desk will remind you, and we will too, that when they played this at the Major, Flit had just joined the team. It was a 16-14 best of 1 in the favor of Gambit back then. Hobbit dropping 39 kills. Kickit fluffing a bit of a spray right there, and Shiro capitalizing. But here we need to turn our attention with the timeout called. Only 1 of 2 remaining for Gambit here. They saved a couple for the overtime, and Nafany, I'm sure, is going to be doing his best with the war cries, the fire-up talk to get the team focused to see if they can do exactly what VP just did.
Yeah, and I'll remind you as well, with all the bells and whistles, I assume Kickit's going to get himself some nades. But we're going to be getting ourselves into where VP did look very comfortable initially. What's the space to be taken early? James,
there's a smoke doors.
Yeah, there's no way he's going to be getting that same pick and the same influence early. Nafany anti. Shiro to take that first shot. Now the flash will come in. Oh, Nafany actually just avoided it. It was just a little bit too deep, but you can see that already a man advantage has been found. VP are just 4 frags away from taking their map pick, albeit in overtime.
Yeah, this is looking like the beginning of the end here for Gambit on this map. Down a man. No rush right now from VP, and they can sit back and wait, right? Traditionally, the CTs have to go looking. They need to see if they can find a kill back or information. Hobbit, he is leering forward in this smoke.
Yeah, he's trying to be the playmaker, and so often he tends to be that guy again. Hobbit bails Gambit out of the hot water they find themselves in, just like those very common blue lobsters.
It's not easy to hit a kill like that, so that's massive stuff from Hobbit there to draw this one level. Now VP are the ones stuck having to find an answer for this. Axel, Hobbit, both over towards that short position. Inters has been a hero over towards B in that first half when they needed him. And, oh, there's Jame. Hobbit, aggressive again.
Getting of the end, perhaps Chad, unless another one of those can be found from Axile. Oh, it's a perfect pop. And the execution.
Hero's
Shiro
here.
has to be the hero. And that's not to be. Kickit pulls VP into a 3-man advantage, and Inter's so disconnected from the pack. This does look almost guaranteed. Bomb planted on the other side of the map.
Oh, and Kickit's top cat as well. So even if Inters wanted to try and slink out here, it has to do with Buster and Kickit, who have just a perfect crossfire. And there it is. Buster gets it done. 19-15. Flawless in overtime from VP. They get there in the end. Classic VP. And let's see, the Gambit have a response. We throw this one to a break. And then the desk, Yanko, Trace, and Kassan to break this one down.